Hey everybody, Dave here with welcome to the Average Dave's and Movie TV Talk. It's been a couple weeks, so I screwed that up already.
Kind of my fault.
Yeah, well, it was both of our faults on this one.
Yeah, I blame you too.
This is Dave. Yeah, you might as well blame me. This is episode 17, where we talk movie and TV talk. Anything that comes up that we want to talk about, and then we have our subjects that we like to talk about. Before we get started, just a fair warning about our Movie TV Talk channel. We do talk spoilers. We do talk politically sensitive issues. We are not politically correct in the entertainment industry, and we speak our mind about the entertainment industry. And every so often, some bad words might slip out. This is our opinion and nobody else's opinions. But before we get going on anything, if anybody out there in the world of Okemo Valley TV, YouTube, if you have a table that is better than the ones that we have here, please get a hold of Okemo Valley TV.
I think they use the good ones out there, and they just schlep up the crap up here for us.
But that's
I don't think they like us very much either.
It's just a running joke that we have with these guys. So
we used to have a tablecloth. They got rid of that.
Yeah, we had a tablecloth. They got rid of that on us.
We had flair, but that was us. Now we're just lazy.
So make sure, though, you check out Okemo Valley TV online and also on YouTube. Got anything to say before we get into our first subject for the day?
No.
Our only subject for the day?
Basically. It's our only subject. You were just talking about a movie, Dave. Why don't you give us a quick review of the movie you just watched?
Oh, Dear Santa.
Spoiler-free review.
Dear Santa on Netflix with Jack Black. Don't watch it.
Meanwhile, in preparation of watching Gladiator 2, we're supposed to go tonight, but because we're supposed to get our second winter storm, it's not even winter yet.
Yeah.
It's not even winter.
Yeah. But next
anyway.
week's supposed to be in the 40s of rain.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to be
I'm
nice.
good with that.
I'm okay with that.
So as far as
it's not even winter.
As far as Dear Santa, my wife liked it. I was not a fan of it. Jack Black has totally lost it.
Was it a girl movie?
Was it a what?
A girl movie.
No, it's mostly about a kid that writes a letter to Santa, but ends up in Satan's hands.
What?
There are some funny parts to it, but overall the acting is just not good. And Jack Black,
I've never been a Jack Black
he's
fan.
lost it completely. He is nowhere near. I've never been a huge Jack Black fan, but he's had some good movies. He's had a couple good movies.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, but you know what? This is what
Old
I should
School
say
was
about,
pretty good too.
This is what I should say about Jack Black. He's good in more of a supporting role than as a lead role.
He should never be a leading man.
No, never. But yeah, I mean, Tropic Thunder, which is a great one of Tom Cruise's best roles ever. He was decent in
Old School was pretty
Jumanji.
good. Oh yeah, that's right. I forget he was in that.
I mean, the Jumanji remake is nowhere near the classic of Jumanji, but it
It's
wasn't
Robin
bad.
Williams.
I mean, yeah, you can't replace Robin Williams in anything.
Well, like I said, you watched that. I just rewatched Gladiator for probably the 12th time.
I haven't heard good reviews about part 2, though.
You know what? I still want to see
watch
it.
it.
The main reason that I want to see it, though, was Denzel. Denzel and Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal's in it. Yay.
Yeah. That's the one reason I'm not a huge fan of the upcoming Fantastic Four is because of Pedro Pascal.
Yeah,
the other actors,
it
I'm
is
like,
three
okay.
great castings and then Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. So, we'll see when that comes out.
It'll be the Fantastic Three.
You know what? Don't put it past Marvel. They'll change it up and do something, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
What else?
You were just talking about a Star Wars show that came out. I didn't even know a Star Wars show
That's how much
was supposed to come out. Star Wars is culturally irrelevant now.
It is.
Kathleen Kennedy and Disney. Well, Disney has allowed Kathleen Kennedy to run that brand.
they screwed the pooch on that whole.
Like,
it's not.
You said that there's a Star Wars show coming out, and I'm like,
yeah.
isn't it like animated? Or
No.
am I? No, it's a live action show.
Yeah. Here, let me look it up real quick.
I have no idea.
New Star Wars show. I'm gonna look
Who's
at
in
it
it?
and be like, Jude Law.
I mean, he's fine.
Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew.
I thought Skeleton Crew was animated.
No. It's. I only saw the first episode, so I can't really give a.
Yeah, but the point that I was trying to make is that it's just
Nobody knew about it.
Nobody knew about it. Nobody cared.
Well, the Acolyte really killed Star Wars. It really killed it bad.
Well,
it was already hurting, and then the Acolyte just.
What really killed it for me was Obi-Wan. And Acolyte was just like, after Obi-Wan, I didn't care. Like, Obi-Wan came after Mandalorian Season 2. Mandalorian Season 2, the end of it, gave me hope. And then Obi-Wan came out, and I was like, oh, okay.
I like Obi-Wan a little better than you do, but you're right, though. It's just been a gradual. Mandalorian Season 3 was a crap show.
Obi-Wan had potential.
Yeah,
it had potential. It could have been awesome.
Yeah.
And then Disney did what Disney do.
And then, you know what? We're going to have a full Disney show come the beginning of the year. So we can get right into Disney. We can do a two-parter on that. So anyways,
We can do an 8-parter.
let's get into our subject for the day. So our main topic for today is movie roles, iconic movie roles that we would like to, if we could recast the iconic role, who would we recast it with? Some of these, I mean, these are all characters everybody knows, iconic movie roles, and we'll name off who played it. If you don't know who played it, I'm sorry. Who was the original person that played it, and then who we would like to see recast in that role.
It's not so much who we would like to see. Everyone who played these roles played them perfectly. It's just that it's just for fun. It's something that we started doing just instead of listing off the top 10 movies of this genre or this decade or the top 10,000 movies of all time in order, which is coming.
Which is coming.
It's going to be our last 100 episodes.
So we don't have an honorable mentions. This is our 10 roles that we came up with.
No, we did 12. We did 12.
12. I thought it was 10.
No.
So it's our 12. So
you math's good.
Yeah, I do. I do good.
So why don't you do the first two?
So we'll start at the bottom.
I'm pretty sure we have them in.
How do you want to do it? You want to start with the top? Or
okay. Top down.
All right. So our first character, iconic character in the sci-fi world and iconic in movie history, is Luke Skywalker, played by Mark Hamill.
Nut.
The only person that's ever played Luke Skywalker is Mark Hamill. I would like to see, if we're going to recast that role, Sebastian Stan. He played Winter Soldier in the Avengers. He looks like a young Mark Hamill, and he's good at action. And
I like Sebastian Stan. He's good.
Yeah, and
I like him.
There's actually there's a YouTube where they AI'd his face onto Luke and put him side by side. They young Mark Hamill with Sebastian Stan looked.
So if Disney were to redo 4, 5, and 6, and please God, I hope they do
4,
it.
5, and 6.
Yeah,
why would they redo 4, 5, and 6?
because why not?
Okay.
I hope that they do. Not that I think that they would be better. Not just to see what they did.
Yeah.
Because it would be.
Well, they tried.
That's
with
who
7, 8, 9.
That's who they should get to play Sebastian or
Luke
Mark.
Yeah.
To play Luke. It wouldn't be a white guy.
No, not in this day
You
and
just
age.
know.
So you want to? Okay,
No.
I'll do my two.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next role is Joker. Now, when I say Joker, I don't mean just
Joaquin?
one specific Joker. I'm saying who I would like to see play Joker now, because they've had Heath Ledger's played it, Jack Nicholson, Cesar Romero, and Joaquin Phoenix. Those are the 4 Jokers pretty much everybody knows. And an animated version is Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, who's my second favorite Joker.
So I'm thinking go with an older Joker. This is me. Because you're going to be in A-Cup anyways, I would like to see Willem Dafoe. I think Willem Dafoe would be a perfect Joker.
Are you saying that because he played Green Goblin?
No.
And he had that Green Goblin cackle?
I just think he would be excellent as
Do you have a William Dafoe living under your bed?
Yeah.
And you're afraid of him?
Yeah. I really think he would be outstanding in that role as Joker. Because he I mean, look at him when he was in oh man, I'm having a brain cramp. With the two guys, the church, and they were the
What?
took place in Boston. The two brothers. Well, they went, remember the
The Boondock Saints.
Yeah, Boondock Saints. He played that role there where it was kind of like straightforward, but he also was kind of kind of crazy.
Agent Speckler.
I just think
I love that movie.
yeah, I could not.
I watch it like a couple times a year. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
I just think Willem Dafoe would be a great Joker.
Okay.
All right, now you do yours.
William Dafoe was my original answer. I changed it because I knew you were going to do that. So I went a different way. But anyway, my Luke Skywalker, yeah, I went with Sebastian Stan, enough said. Because he really would be perfect.
Yeah.
So for my Joker, I went with Matt Smith.
Yeah.
He used to play one of the doctors. He's, I think he could play a pretty good psychopath.
Yeah. Because you gotta play the psychopath. You gotta play that
Agent of Chaos.
Yeah, you gotta almost play a guy that can be normal also, because the Joker can be just talking to you and I and be like a normal dude. Then the next second he'd be totally off the rocker, and not. Yeah, that's a good pick.
I like that pick. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, no, that's a good
I like
one.
your picks too so far.
Well, thank you.
Normally your lists are
I know you're gonna hate some of the picks down the road.
good. Good. I'm gonna make fun of you.
But yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
I thought so too. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
My list is better.
Yeah. So our next character would be Indiana Jones. Enough said. Played by only one person. Well, technically two.
He was played by Han Solo.
Yeah, technically two people though. Harrison Ford, and who played the young Harrison?
River Phoenix.
River Phoenix.
Yeah.
So technically he's been played by two, but really everybody knows one. I went with Chris Pratt. I think Chris Pratt could play Indiana Jones. If you don't know who Chris Pratt is, he's
Star-Lord.
Was Star-Lord.
He's in the new Jurassic Park movies that are awful.
Yeah, they're awful. He also did that Netflix movie with the SEAL team there. Where he was
Netflix series Terminalist.
Which
I
really
actually watched the trailer for the other night because somebody told me to watch it, and
it's really good.
It's only 8 episodes, so I've been watching shows with a guy at work. We just finished one, so I figured this is a quick one we could do.
Yeah. They pretty much stopped that role because he was getting picked on by the woke crowd, of course, because of his religious views and stuff. Yeah.
So are they not doing the season 2?
I don't think they are. So, my next one is Dorothy Gale, Wizard of Oz, played by Judy Garland. I went with, and this is one that just came, because I had a really hard time with this one. I picked Daphne Keane, who played X-23 in Wolverine, but she's also played a lot of other roles where it's not violent roles and stuff, and she's a really good actress, and she almost fits the look of Judy Garland to a point, so that's why I went with that one. So, and she's a good actress.
I honestly haven't seen her in anything else other than playing X-23 twice. So, okay, for my Indiana Jones, played by Harrison Ford, I went with Ryan Gosling because why not? Ryan Gosling is awesome.
He is. He's come a long way.
Yes,
that boy has come a long way in his movie career.
Look, he can do anything. You see him, he's like this stoic, quiet guy in Drive. Then he's this off-the-wall guy in The Fall Guy, and he just does everything.
And one of my favorite movies with him was Russell Crowe. The
Nice Guys.
Nice Guys.
Awesome movie.
He had that comedic tone. It's such a good movie.
Great movie.
But yeah, Ryan Gosling, I never even gave that one a thought. Yeah, I haven't even give him a thought for anything on this list.
Well,
that's
weird.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a good actor.
And for Dorothy Gale, originally played by Judy Garland, I went with Katherine Heigl simply because I think she kind of looks like her.
But nobody likes her.
No.
Nobody likes her.
She's still an actress.
Yeah. Yeah, but does she?
Hey, but you know what? Being disliked by Hollywood, is it that bad of a thing?
No, because Hollywood is out of
Hollywood
control.
is full of deplorables.
Yeah.
And like people that go to P. Diddy parties.
I mean, you're deplorable because you wear that 45-47 hat. That's
why? What's that mean?
I mean, come on, man. You know what? 47 days until number 47.
Really?
Yeah. So think about that. Yeah. So we should have an inauguration party. So this is probably one of the hardest picks on here for me.
Not for me. I think I like my pick.
Because I went with somebody not very well known. He was on an extremely popular TV series. So it's Marty McFly from one of the greatest movies of all time in Back to the Future.
Movie trilogies.
Played by...
Which is just one movie. Just like Lord of the Rings.
Yep. Played by Michael J. Fox. I went with Gaten Matarazzo from
I have no
Stranger
idea.
Things. From Stranger Things. He's the He's the nerdy kid there that has like a cleft lip. But he has that. He already has that Marty McFly.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Well, if you watch Stranger Things,
I've seen Stranger Things.
Yeah,
At no point did I say,
"Oh yeah,
that's a young Michael J. Fox up there. Look at that."
No, I do. I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I told you weren't going to like my list.
No, you're right. I don't like it.
Yeah, so, but I think he'd be good. I don't. That's just such a hard role to replace. That's a hard one.
Mine's better.
Probably is.
Mine's better.
Probably is in your mind.
Objectively.
All right. Well, let's see how yours is.
Well, you still got to do one more.
I just did.
Dirty Ezio.
Oh. Yeah, this one's hard. This one is
Not
hard.
to me.
Harry Callahan, who everybody should know, Dirty Harry. Played by the iconic man himself, Clint Eastwood.
Rawhide.
I went with Glenn Powell. I think he's got that same height. He's got that same type of build as Clint Eastwood. He's a good action star.
You think he's going to be in Top Gun 3? Because they're doing it.
Yeah, I think he will be.
I hope he is.
Because
He's good in it.
I think he will be.
He was the only other guy to shoot down a plane in that movie.
Yeah. I really think Glenn Powell could play Harry Callahan.
What was his name in that movie? Maverick. What was his name? Oh, it's like call sign. Because nobody knows their names.
I don't remember now.
Hangman.
Yep. No, I think he'd be good as Harry Callahan. Seriously, guys, if you're out in the view and you see a table out there, help us replace this. So, yeah.
All right, is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Can I go? All right,
You can.
Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox. I went with, now it's a young Will Smith. Okay, so this is before the slap. Think like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith. Playing Marty McFly. Yeah, I race swapped him. Sue me. Will Smith, back when he was younger,
Like Fresh Prince.
was like America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
Everybody loved him.
Yeah.
Marty McFly, he was like America, or Michael J. Fox in general.
Yeah.
Back in the early 80s was just like everyone
Yeah.
loved him. It was the same thing. And I think he's got that sort of screen presence and charisma that he could do that.
Yeah, no, I can. Yeah.
I mean, of course,
I can
there's the
see
whole dealing with the whole racism when it goes back to the 50s, but hey.
Yeah, well, they definitely have to change that up. So they would definitely have to change that up. But yeah, that's not a bad pick. I'd go with that.
See, it's better than yours. Anyway, my Harry Callahan, played by the iconic Clint Eastwood. I again did another race swap. I guess I'm a little liberal. Denzel Washington.
Yeah, see, I don't like that one.
See, Denzel, I could just see him doing that whole,
Yeah, I
could
love
see-
Denzel Washington.
He has the screen presence
Yeah.
to play a Harry Callahan type cop. And plus,
Well, he's already kind of done it too. So
with what?
the Equalizer, even though he's not a cop.
Yeah.
Training Day.
Yeah, but Training Day isn't a Harry Callahan. Like, he's not out there trying to clean up the streets because the politicians aren't.
Yeah,
He's out there just trying to enrich himself.
I mean, I love Denzel Washington. I think he's one of the best actors of our generation.
He's the main reason I'm seeing Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
Is Denzel and Joseph Quinn.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I go with it.
I think he
don't
has the
think
screen
that's a
presence
good-
to
I
do
don't
it.
think that's a very good pick, but
Your turn. Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, who has been played by many, many, many classic actors
Name
over
two.
the years. Kevin Costner, Russell Crowe, Sean Connery,
All right, shut up.
Errol Flynn. These guys
What
all.
about Carrie Elwes?
But was he Robin Hood?
Yes.
Was he?
Yes.
I don't think he really was.
Yes. And he had a chew.
Yeah. So.
A chew?
I mean, you got to replace Costner, Crowe, Connery, and Flynn.
And he's got to be British.
See, I didn't do British.
I said he had to be British.
Kevin
He is an
Kevin
English
Costner's
folklore.
not
I
British.
don't care.
Which to me,
That's why I am writing the. Look, I love the Kevin Costner Robin Hood, mainly because of Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
But I really liked Kevin Costner in the role. But to recast it, I said he has to be British.
See, I
that
didn't-
was
I
the
didn't
thing.
do that.
Look, I know we didn't talk about it,
Yeah.
but that's what I did.
So I mean,
Okay,
Russell
my
Crowe,
pick's better than
Sean
yours.
Connery, Errol Flynn, one of the first stud guys, actors back in the day. I went with Chris Pine.
But he's not British.
I didn't go with British. But I think Chris Pine would be an excellent Robin Hood. He has that look about him.
You just love the Chris's.
Oh yeah, I got another Chris Pratt on there. Yeah, that's right. But no, I like Chris.
Where's Chris Evans on your list? Is he still come?
I don't have him anywhere. You probably do.
No, I don't.
Yeah. But no, I think Chris Pine.
I don't have any Chris's.
I think Chris Pine would be a good pick for that. I just something.
You just liked his James Tiberius Kirk.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the first two movies were good.
I wish they could. They keep
Third one
talking,
sucked.
Third one was horrible. They keep talking about doing the fourth.
I'd be for it.
Yeah.
Look,
But
I
go
went
back to that vibe
and I rewatched all of the original Star Trek movies.
The original Star Trek run?
Yes.
With Kirk? Okay.
Yeah, I went and rewatched all of them. Loved them.
Yeah.
And I think I even did the Next Generations too.
The Next Generation movies,
which I thought were
good.
just as good.
Yeah, the Next Generation. I actually like Next Generation better than TV series. I like Next Generation better than the original
I'd say that's fair.
Star Trek.
Movies?
TV
Which one do you like better?
TV series. I like the.
Why are we talking about Star Trek?
What? You're getting me all confused here. Star Trek Generations I like better as a TV series than the original Star Trek. Star Trek had some really good movies, but Generations had some really good movies. And then the new ones, the first two were really good.
The first one was really good. The second one I thought was pretty good. Yeah. And the third one was
horrible.
I mean,
it just didn't make sense to me.
Yep.
Now, this next pick is Wolverine.
Which Marvel needs to get right.
Yeah.
It needs to get that.
So we're hoping Hugh Jackman comes back, which sounds like they're pushing for a Hulk versus Wolverine movie now, which would be.
We need the Cavalry.
If they're going to do that, get rid of Mark Ruffalo.
We need the Cavalry.
Yeah, but if you're going to do a Hulk versus Wolverine, get rid of Ruffalo as the Hulk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they already did. They got Harrison Ford playing him now.
Yeah, Red Hulk. But I've never been a fan of Ruffalo's Hulk. I just don't like it. So I would love to see Henry Cavill as Wolverine.
The Cavalry.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
Because
I think they're already pushing for him in another role in the MCU.
He needs to be in the MCU somehow.
So people, I actually looked this up. People were doing, is Daniel Radcliffe. I think he'd be a perfect, he's 5'4". This last movie, he put on like 40 pounds of muscle. And he did kind of a Wolverine pose. And, dude,
what last movie did Daniel Radcliffe do?
Oh, he's been in a few. I can't name.
You're like this last movie.
What movie? He did the Weird Al, which was.
He played Weird Al Yankovic?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Weird Al, but he looked the part.
Who's not a fan of Weird Al Yankovic? Why?
I just never got into that. Sorry.
You should be.
Yeah, but I actually liked real music.
It is real music. It's real good music.
Yeah, okay. So I would love to see Henry Cavill, especially after you saw Calvary in Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Amish Paradise.
It's not going to happen.
Just one of the best rap songs ever.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. So I went with Daniel Radcliffe.
Is it my turn?
Yep, it is.
To right your wrongs?
Yep, to right my wrongs.
So Robin Hood, I was kind of thinking replacing the Kevin Costner version, but as you said, he has been played by a bunch of people.
Classic actors.
Yeah. The guy who I went with, again, I wanted him to be British or English or whatever you want to say. I went with Christian Bale.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not a fan of that pick, but...
Well, I mean, Christian Bale is, again, Hollywood Plato.
Yeah.
Can do anything.
He can.
And everything.
Yeah.
And he especially can do action roles.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the pick, but that's your pick.
No, I mean, again, I'm not doing Christian Bale today. How old is he? He's like 51.
He's
I'm
got to be.
thinking of like a 30-year-old thinking of like Batman Begins. Yeah. Christian Bale, but
he's got to be in his 50s now.
I think he's like 10 years older than me, which would put him there. Yeah. All right. So Wolverine.
Speaking of Wolverine, though, like you said,
they need to get it right.
This is huge for Marvel They have to
I don't
get,
want him to be 5'4". I just think that would be funny watching this little dwarf.
Well, I don't
with
care.
claws running
I don't
around.
care if he's 5'4" or 6'2", like Hugh Jackman is.
Yeah,
They
it's
have
just-
to get the character right.
Because I mean, I'm used to seeing a Hugh Jackman on screen playing him, and he's not like he's not like trying to go chest to chest and be up to some guy's nipples and just looking up at him.
Yeah, but if you go comic wise, he is.
Yeah, I get that he is, but
So
he wasn't that short in the animated series, was he?
No,
I think they made him
mid-fives. Mid-fives.
Yeah, I think they made him
5'8", 5'9".
taller.
Yeah, but you have to get this role right.
So what I went with. Can I speak?
Yeah,
May I speak?
you can.
So Wolverine, played iconically by a huge, jacked man. I went with Tom Hardy. And the reason I went with Tom Hardy is because I looked up some fan art of Tom Hardy as Wolverine, and it blew me away.
No. I just am not a fan of what he did with Venom. So, Venom, the first one.
I don't even care about the Venom movies.
Venom, the first one was okay. It was okay.
I don't even know what to classify them as. Because
Venom is a bad guy.
he's supposed to be an anti-hero.
Yeah, but they made him more like your friendly neighborhood guy that bites people's head off.
Your friendly neighborhood symbiote.
Yeah. I mean, the first Venom was, the second one, Carnage, was not good.
I never saw it. The third one?
Last was bad.
Is it the first one that the symbiote went on the girl for a little bit?
That was the second one.
That was the second one?
Yeah, did too. Then the first one, the symbiote went on to.
All right, so yeah,
It's not
I've only seen the first
They
one.
made a horse into the symbiote in this new one. It's not good. I like Tom Hardy. I'm just getting sick of seeing him. He's kind of like, to me, like a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
He's not in anything other than the Venoms anymore.
His best movie's Bronson.
I'd have to think on that, but
Tom Hardy's Bronson.
Probably.
That was a good
he
movie.
was really good in Black Hawk Down too.
Oh yeah. Boy, you could barely even remember him in that. He was only in it for.
No, he's like one of the main guys. He's like one of the two guys that got left behind with the guy
Oh, that's right.
with the goofy guy who couldn't hear.
Well, they shot the gun right next to his head.
Yeah, he is the guy that shot the gun that made him deaf, and he's one of the.
He doesn't even
more,
look like Tom Hardy. He's so small.
Well, he's young. I think he's only like
20.
like 19, 20 when he made it.
Maybe 140 pounds soaking wet in that movie. So,
But anyway, it's your turn, Michael Corleone. Go.
so this one I had Michael Corleone from the classic Godfather run.
Overrated.
Yeah. Okay. Played by one of the iconic actors of all time, and Al Pacino. I went with J. Gordon Levitt. I almost went with Adam Driver, but I think J. Gordon Levitt could pull that off. I think J. Gordon Levitt is a phenomenal actor. But see, you don't like the movie anyway, so. Which I can't, I still to this day, I don't get how you can say it's not.
Not nearly as good as Goodfellas or Casino.
It blows away Casino.
Not
and it's
nearly
a
as good.
step ahead of Goodfellas. Just a step.
Nope. Step behind.
No.
A few steps behind.
I
In fact,
just-
it's been lapped.
I just think Godfather 1 and 2 are two of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, but you also saw them before you saw Goodfellas, where the bench was already set.
Yeah, but I'm willing to say if a movie is better than another one, and I just don't think Goodfellas is better than. I mean, it's close. It's close. Goodfellas is one of the top mob movies of all time.
It is the top mob movie of all time.
No, it's not. But
Yes, it is.
so the next one is Doc Holliday, who again has been played by a lot.
the only two,
of people.
the only two people I know is Val Kilmer and
Dennis Quaid,
Dennis Quaid.
but one of the Hollywood royalties played him back in the day, Kirk Douglas in High Noon.
Really?
Yeah. And there's others. I was looking it up today. There's been a lot of people that have played the role. I'm going with Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner.
I think he could do it. He's
Hawkeye?
yeah. I mean, which is a role that I'm not a big fan of, but I think Jeremy Renner looks the part and could play it easily. Mayor of Kingstown. You got to watch Mayor of Kingstown.
I've seen it.
He is
the first two
fantastic,
seasons.
Fantastic in that show.
There's only 2 seasons out, right?
Third's out, I think.
Oh. Well, I've seen the first 2 seasons.
Yeah. I think Jeremy Renner could pull that off. I really do.
Okay.
You're really hating my list. You've only said, like twice. The rest of the time, you're like,
Yeah, I mean, you're batting like 200 with me. What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
All right, Michael Corleone, played by Al Pacino. I tried to find an Italian actor. Ended up, there wasn't many.
Yeah, there's a lot of Italian actors that I looked at that are in, but none of them just did not stand out to me.
No. So I ended up going with, again, I think this kid is guy's Hollywood Play-Doh, Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he's got that.
I could see that.
I think he's got that commanding presence.
Yeah.
I think he could be sitting at the head of a mob table, listening,
He's another actor that's actually gotten better.
making offers that can't be refused.
He's another actor, though, that's gotten better as time has
You know
gone
one
by.
of the
He's got
first
some
movies
good
I remember
roles.
him in? Bubble Boy.
I don't remember that.
It was from like 2000.
Yeah.
Then I think it was in Butterfly Effect, right? Like right after that. I think that was
so.
him.
Yeah. I see. I wasn't a big fan of that movie.
And then he was,
Jarhead.
dude. This kid I went to high school with, my friend Dan. Butterfly Effect was his all-time favorite movie, and he lends it to me, and I watch it, and I'm like, that movie is. I mean, it wasn't bad,
But it's not.
but
Yeah.
favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Like seriously,
you know,
like,
like
you like
we've
this
said-
better than Shawshank?
Entertainment's subjective.
It is.
I mean, he was in Jarhead, which
He was. Oh God, I hated that movie.
that movie was being.
You get through
He
the
and I
whole
was in the
friggin'
Marine
movie,
Corps,
and he never fires his gun, and then he even says he never fires his gun, and he fires off around, and I'm like, that was the stupidest friggin'
The way
movie
they
I've ever seen.
portrayed boot camp was not close. I mean, if you want to see a good portrayal of Marine Corps boot camp, you got to watch Full Metal Jacket. Because what they did in Jarhead was not the drill instructor they had there was not. It just
in
wasn't.
Full
good.
Metal Jacket. They had a real instructor.
Harley Hermy. He was a staff sergeant and got retired as a staff sergeant and was honorarily promoted to gunnery sergeant.
So my next one for Doc Holliday, I don't think you're going to like, and I'm trying to replace the Val Kilmer Doc Holliday, and I went with
Who can I interrupt real quick?
Please.
Who out of the Val Kilmer and Dennis Quaid? I think Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday was better than Dennis Quaid's.
oh, it absolutely was.
Yeah.
Tombstone so much better than Wyatt Earp.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I went with somebody who I think could sort of pull off that drunken but sassy and but still brilliant.
Smart ass.
Yeah. And I went with Johnny Depp. And I was kind of thinking of like him as Jack Sparrow. He was kind of goofy and all over the place. Look, I like Johnny Depp, okay?
am not
I'm
a
putting him
fan
in a
of
movie.
Johnny
I don't
Depp.
care. I don't care
I
if you
know,
don't like the
but you
pick.
know I don't like Johnny Depp. I mean, I
Why?
should say it. The first Pirates I really enjoyed.
First 3 Pirates are all really
First,
good
the
movies.
second one was
After
good.
that,
After the
I don't
third
even know
one,
how many did they make? 5?
yeah, I think so.
I don't even know.
Yeah, first one is
First 3. I mean, the first one's the best. First 3 are all good. Then after that, it kind of becomes.
I'm not an Edward Scissorhands guy.
I am.
I'm just. I think.
Are you a Sweeney Todd guy?
What?
Sweeney Todd?
No, I did not like that. But I did like Headless Horseman one.
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow. I enjoyed that movie.
Oh, it's because it's a great movie.
Yep. But I'm just not the biggest Johnny Depp guy. But that wouldn't be a bad pick though, because he could play that drunken guy with the attitude. But you knew.
I don't think he'd be better than Val Kilmer. I don't. Looking at this list, is there anyone I think would be better? I don't know. Maybe Christian Bale would be a better Robin Hood than Kevin Costner just because he's British.
But no, I think he could play that drunken, sarcastic person. But you also
Val
know
Kilmer's character had an element of fun to him.
he did. But you also know he had that seriousness to him that you
He was
had
also super deadly.
you knew you had to respect this guy, even though he's drunk half the time. But you knew he could outdraw anybody, outshoot just vast majority of everybody. So I think Johnny Depp could play that role. That's actually not a bad pick, Dave.
Thank you. So batting 1,000.
You actually did well on that one. So the next one is
This one was hard for me.
It was hard for me, and I thought about it, and I finally came
And the
up
last
with
one I hate. Because
I do too.
I would
but I
never,
think somebody
ever...
you're gonna be like, but
Maybe.
anyways. No, you will be.
Probably.
You will be, because you're just that type of guy.
Yeah.
So the next one is Ripley.
Ellen Ripley.
Ellen Ripley from Aliens, Alien Resurrection, all those.
Alien and Aliens. The
Yeah.
rest of we don't need to talk about.
Played by Sigourney Weaver. One of the first women powerhouses in movies. I mean, classic character.
Yeah.
I went with Daphne Hellebrand. She was in Deadpool. She played teenage Megasonic Warhead.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I do, because she has that.
I've only seen her play one role, and she showed no personality. What else has she been in?
She does show enough personality, though. I really think she could play that. She does have that. She does.
I think at one scene
she has that roughness about her that Ripley has to have. I think she could.
Maybe it'll work. I don't know anything about it.
And some of these might work. Some of them might not.
Well, all mine will work.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're batting 1,000. Yeah. So this one here is actually one of the hardest picks out of the whole list we did.
I didn't want to do it.
It's Peter Venkman,
Doctor
Peter Venkman,
Just some damn
from
respect.
the original Ghostbusters.
It sucks if you want to Google Ghostbusters. You have to type in Ghostbusters 1984.
Yeah.
Because the first thing that pops up is that 2016
Crap show.
shit show.
Yeah.
Just call it for what it is.
Played by great Bill Murray.
Unreplaceable.
I had a really hard time with this one.
Me too.
I went with Nick Offerman. Parks and Recreation.
Yeah. I know.
I think he could do that because he can be a comedic guy, but he can play. I think he could play the role of Dr. Peter Venkman. I do. I just think it's very hard to replace Bill Murray. It's just like it's very hard to replace Clint Eastwood and Harrison Ford. That's the only person I could come up with, and I worked on that one for a few hours, going through and looking at people, and he's the only one I could come up with. That was tough. That was a tough one.
It was a tough pick, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me correct your last two.
Okay.
Okay? It's because if I'm the executive looking at the casting list from there, like I'm like a 1995 executive, where I'm going to look at them and go, yeah, no, and no. So, Ellen Ripley, one of the first ladies of the action cinema stars.
True badass in those movies, too.
Yeah.
Badass.
Played perfectly
Yeah.
by Sigourney Weaver.
Yep.
This, I just kind of went with a female or an actress who I think plays a really good role in an action movie. And I went with Charlize Theron. You think of her in Atomic Blonde. It was a pretty damn good movie. I think it was an underrated movie. You think of her as Furiosa.
Yeah.
You know, and like the actual Furiosa, not like that prequel bullcrap played by that Anya Taylor-Joy or
that
something.
was bad.
That movie had such potential, and
did.
then
I was so looking forward to it when it came out.
I'm pretty sure that we talked about it before. They should have just called it, you know, like the Citadel Wars or like whatever.
I look
Or
forward
like
to that.
the Frontier Wars, and just had Furiosa in it as a character.
I watched that movie and left watching it going, yeah, no.
But Charlize Theron, I think, could play a really good action role, and that's what you need to play in Ellen Ripley.
Yeah, she's too old now, though.
I mean, but I went with Will Smith, but I went with like Fresh Prince Will Smith.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
not the slap heard around the world Will Smith.
No, I could see Charlize Theron playing that.
Wasn't she in Wasn't she in like the Fast and Furious movies or something too?
I watched the very first Fast and Furious. I watched all six.
I watched 1 and I watched 5 because you remember part 5 it was all about the original cast was like coming back. I was like, oh, okay, good. It might be good. I watched it. I was like, that movie sucked. Those are the only 2 that I've ever watched.
I don't get the draw to the Fast and Furious movies. I don't get it.
My cousin Mike, he's like, dude, Fast and Furious 57's coming out. Are you excited? I'm like, no.
I'll be 90 years old and we'll be up to about 57.
Yeah.
I don't get the draw to it, but it makes money.
They're going to go to Mars this time. Elon finished,
Yeah, Elon SpaceX is going to be.
Elon finished colonizing it, and we're ready to go.
I've never understood the draw.
We got muscle cars up there, and they're all electric.
Yeah. Oh, God.
All right, so for the last one, Dr. Peter Venkman, who was played to perfection by Bill Murray.
Everybody in that movie was played to perfection by everybody.
Yes. All 4 Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it'd be hard to replace,
including Winston.
Yep.
Are unrecastable.
Yeah.
But if I have to recast,
Yep.
I'm going to go with America's other favorite funny guy in the 1980s, and I went with Chevy Chase.
No.
All right, fine. I don't care.
No, I don't see that. I like Chevy Chase. Mm-hmm. I don't see him playing
a smartass? Because that's what Pete Venkman was.
I don't know. I like Chevy Chase.
Pete Venkman was a smart ass. He was like a fish out of water dealing with all this high tech crap. Because do you remember when he was in there and he's like clearing Dana Barrett's, her like apartment, and she's like, "Are you using that right?" And he's just like, "I think so." He's just squeezing the freaking.
I mean, it's a hard one to replace, and I love Chevy Chase.
Pete Venkman wasn't supposed to be played by Bill Murray.
Who was he supposed to be played by?
It was what's his name?
I don't know what's his name.
Jim Belushi.
Jim?
Yeah, he's like the one that died, right?
John Belushi is the one that died.
John Belushi was supposed to play him. He died.
Yeah.
So I think Dan Aykroyd knew Bill from before. So he was like, well, let's just try and get Bill. And they asked him if he would be interested. And he was like, yeah. And he was just like, when do I show up to start filming? And they told him. And they weren't even sure if he was going to show up. Yeah. And apparently they showed up there to shoot. And he was there.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a hard role to replace. But I like Chevy Chase.
I love Chevy Chase.
So that's our 12 iconic
He's Clark W.
characters.
Greaseball.
What's that?
He's Clark W. Greaseball.
Which we're going to be discussing here in a second.
Yes.
That was our 12 iconic movie roles that we would like. We don't want to see recasted, but if they were going to be recast, these are who we'd like to see.
You can recast Michael Corleone. I don't care.
I don't care about
Wolverine, we might have to recast him.
Who?
Wolverine. We might have to recast. I mean,
they're not.
If Hugh Jackman's not coming back, then you have to get somebody to play him.
I think they're going to keep Hugh Jackman on for like another movie.
All right, but is it going to be one set in with the? So are they going to do like another like spin-off movie, kind of like Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Wolverine versus Hulk.
So is Hugh Jackman going to be
the Wolverine we know now?
No. Is Hugh Jackman going to be when they introduce the X-Men? Because they're going to do an X-Men movie. Yeah. Well, is Hugh Jackman going to be playing it, or are they going to go with someone younger?
I think they're going to go with someone.
I think they're going to go with someone younger.
They have to. Because you're going to start the X-Men, you want to probably go with a younger.
I mean, you could do them in the 30s and 40s again.
Yeah, but I think
just like they did with the 2000 movie.
I think what they're going to do
was 32 back then, 33, something like that.
But I think what they're going to do with the X-Men is they're going to try to set that up to be like the next run of like leading up, like the Avenger run. Captain America, Iron Man, that team that could be there for 10, 15 years.
Are they going to still do Avengers movies when now it's... because I remember back in the day they had...
No, they got Avengers
versus the X-Men.
Yeah.
Or are they just going to do X-Men movies?
Yeah, well, you got next Avengers coming out and nobody's wanting to go see it. So you can tell, but it's just not... Nobody cares about it.
Who's an Avenger?
Yeah, well, that's just it. Who are they going to have? They're going to have Falcon. Well, I'm sorry, the new Captain America.
Well, I mean, you got what's-his-face. You got Robert Downey coming back to play...
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom.
So they're going to put that into another multiverse there. Because I think that was a stupid pick. That was a money grab by Marvel. That's all that was.
They're paying them $100 million to come back and do it.
Yeah. So,
that is the budget of a normal movie.
Yeah. Have you seen the new trailer for Nosferatu?
No, you told me to watch it. And
you gotta watch it. Freaky.
Mm-hmm. Do they actually show Bill?
Very quickly in the shadow.
Not really.
Yeah. So that was our topic for the week, and our next topic is going to be our top 10 Christmas movies. They can be live action or animated, and there's a lot of good ones out there.
That was a smelly burp, Dave.
And thank you.
Smell it. Still smell it.
That's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
1 through 5 are easy. You know it.
You know it?
Yeah, 1 through 5 are easy. They know it.
I don't know about that.
Everybody's got the 5 movies that they watch every year. I'm not going to list them now,
Yeah.
but you'll find out in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and they'll all say, both of them watching, yeah, I do watch those 5. He's right.
But like I
He
said,
called
it
that.
can be animated or live action.
Oh, why? Because you want to put Polar Express on there?
I hate Polar
I
Express.
hate Polar Express. That movie, my dad watches it every year. That movie freaks the shit out of me. Every kid on that train should be dead.
My wife loves Polar Express. I watch it because she does, but I have never been a fan.
You're a better man than me. 'Cause
Of
I'd be
that
like,
movie.
you can watch a movie on your own. I'll be in the bedroom.
But yeah, so that'll be our top 10 with our 2 honorable mentions. That'll be our next one for top 10 Christmas movies.
We'll have a special guest. My dad wants to come on and do it.
Oh, that's right.
And I bet you he'll have Polar Express on there.
I'll guarantee he does.
Turd that it is.
Yep. Got anything else to say before we close out the day?
No, I'm done with you.
Done?
Yeah, I'm done with you.
So, again, that was our show for the week. We'll be back in another 2 weeks. And,
Hopefully.
well, yeah, if you don't keep calling out or not showing up or whatever. Well.
I'm a very reliable person.
So with that being said, guys, hope everybody stays safe, enjoys the show. And remember, look up Okemo Valley TV online and YouTube, and we will see you next time. Have a good night.
Get us a new table.
Yeah, get us a new table.
Bye.